Most people think consistency is about discipline. It isn't. If it were, you would have figured it out by now. You know what to do. You've known it for years. And still, you don't always follow through. There's a gap between knowing and actually doing. And most people never really examine that gap. Why do some people stay consistent, even when no one is watching, even when they don't feel like it, while others depend on motivation and keep starting over? This is not about productivity. This is about how your behavior is structured. And deeper than that, who you are when things are not convenient. Most people treat consistency as a surface problem. They try to fix it with more discipline, better routines, more pressure. But inconsistency is not a discipline problem. It's a conflict between short-term comfort and long-term direction. And that conflict shows up in very ordinary moments. You sit down to work. There's one task that actually matters. You're aware of it. You even feel a slight resistance, so you delay it, just for a moment. You check something small, a message, an email, a quick distraction. And suddenly, you've moved away from what mattered. Not dramatically, quietly. That's how inconsistency usually looks. And this is exactly where most advice goes wrong. They tell you to put even more pressure on yourself, to motivate yourself better, to keep at it. But more pressure doesn't resolve the conflict. It just makes it louder. Motivation feels convincing, but it's unstable by design. It depends on how you feel, how much energy you have, what happened earlier that day. That's why people search for things like how to stay consistent, how to be consistent, how to stay consistent long term. They're looking for solutions for the moment. But the real issue isn't that you don't know how. It's that you're relying on something that keeps changing. Moments change. Moments are fleeting. But one's inner attitude is not. On some days, everything flows. You feel clear, focused. You act without hesitation. Those days feel like discipline. But they are not the standard. They are the exception. And if your system only works on good days, it's not a system. So if motivation isn't reliable, what actually creates consistency? To answer that, you have to look deeper than behavior. Consistency is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean perfection, doesn't mean intensity, it means alignment. And alignment always has something to do with you and your inner convictions. Consistency means acting in line with your values again and again. It means your behavior does not contradict what you claim matters to you. It means you follow your own standards even when no one is there to see it. Consistency is not something you perform. It is something you embody. It shows up in actions, not in intentions. Let's take a look at everyday experiences. A person speaks badly about a friend who isn't present. It would be easy to stay quiet or agree. That would be easier than speaking your mind. Instead, you do it anyway. You say, "That's not fair." No one rewards you for that. No one sees it as a success. You do it, and because it doesn't sit right with you. That is consistency. Consistency with your values. Here's another example you might be familiar with. You receive too much change at a store. You notice it later. You could ignore it. No one would question it. No one is motivating you to take action. And you go back. Not because it matters to the store, but because it matters to you. Because that's who you are. These moments don't look important, but they are, because they build something most people overlook: inner consistency. Ask yourself this: what actually matters to you? Not in theory, in reality? What do you stand for when it costs you something? That question changes how you look at consistency, because it shifts the focus from behavior to identity. People who stay consistent don't decide every time. They had already made up their minds, not just once, time and again, and each time quite clearly. They don't ask, "Do I feel like doing this today?" They operate from, "This is how I act." This removes something subtle, inner negotiation. Most inconsistency comes from negotiation. Small internal conversations like, "It doesn't matter today. I'll do it later. Maybe someone else will take it on." Consistent people don't eliminate effort. They remove the question. They are debating whether or not they should take action here. And once that question is gone, something else becomes visible: your inner core. And when you act from that place, everything comes much more easily to you. Consistency is not built through pressure. It is built through structure. People who struggle with consistency often try to become stronger. But consistent people focus on something else. They make the action easier. They reduce friction. They design their environment in a way that supports the behavior. Take a look at these examples from the daily lives of mindful people. A person who reads regularly doesn't debate every evening. The book is there, visible, part of their space. A person who exercises doesn't rely on sudden bursts of motivation. They have a structure, simple, predictable. A person who wants to learn from others doesn't wait to happen upon people from whom they can learn. They actively seek them out, day by day. Behavior change psychology shows this clearly. The easier an action is to start, the more likely it is to happen. And when friction is low enough, consistency stops feeling like effort. Consistent people therefore establish a simple routine that benefits them and helps them stay consistent. One of the clearest indicators of real consistency is this: what do you do when no one is watching? No feedback, no validation, no external pressure. That is where identity reveals itself. Because when external rewards disappear, only internal structure remains. And that is exactly what consistent people have built. Consistency is not visible at the beginning. This is why many people struggle to stay consistent long-term, because there is no immediate positive reaction, no visible result, no applause from others. It feels like nothing is happening, and that makes it easy to stop. But something is happening. It's just not loud. Consistency is quiet. Consistency doesn't look impressive. It looks small, almost insignificant. It looks like small actions repeated without drama. No big breakthrough, no visible reward. Just alignment, again and again. And after a while, this creates stability. From the outside, it looks like discipline, but what you're actually seeing is a system that no longer depends on mood. Where in your life are you still waiting to feel ready? That's usually where consistency breaks. 3 things you can observe. Notice where you rely on motivation. That's where your system is unstable. Observe internal conflict. Where do 2 directions compete inside you? Reduce friction. Make the right action easier to start. And most importantly, what are the values you believe are most important and worth consistently standing up for? Consistency is not a personality trait, it is a structure. More precisely, it is the result of alignment between your values and your behavior. If you constantly need to push yourself, something in your system is not working. When the structure is clear, consistency becomes quieter, more stable, more predictable, and that's the point. If you want to understand how people think and act when they carry responsibility and stay consistent, subscribe to Substance. This isn't about quick changes in behavior. This is about stability.